There could finally be some good news for Bitcoin, XRP, and really the entire cryptocurrency industry coming out of the USA as well. We see the Treasury Department finally showing their hand and the real reason that they hate crypto. First, there is a growing expectation that Grayscale is going to win its suit against the SEC. Grayscale, they're the owners of the Grayscale Bitcoin and Ethereum trusts, major player in the crypto space. Now, Grayscale has sued the SEC for continually denying their spot Bitcoin ETF application. Now, the gist of the argument comes down to this. See, the SEC allows Bitcoin futures ETF products. So either the price data that they use for that is reliable enough for a spot Bitcoin ETF and the SEC is being unreasonable, or the price data is not good enough for either spot or futures ETFs and they shouldn't have approved of the futures ETF products. You see, this has been a major reason the SEC has cited for denying those spot Bitcoin ETFs. Just can't trust crypto exchanges and their price data. They're going to manipulate it. Even though the futures ETFs that markets like the CME use draw their prices from places like Coinbase. Absolute clown show stuff here. But if Grayscale does win, then the SEC will have two choices. One, allow a Bitcoin ETF, admit defeat and say, here you go guys, have your Bitcoin spot ETF. Or two, act like a spoiled child and throw a rage fit and not only not approve a Bitcoin spot ETF, but also revoke the licenses for Bitcoin futures ETF products. The second option, I feel, would be the one that would not shock me, to be honest, because the SEC has not proven themselves to be a great actor in this space. Now let's talk about the XRP case. Look, I'm not an XRP investor, but I am definitely rooting for Ripple to win the case against the SEC because it's ridiculous. The case itself could be nearing an end. We could actually see a ruling by the end of this month, and many are speculating that Ripple is going to win its case and that the SEC is going to suffer its first major blow in its anti-crypto crusade. Also, apparently JP Morgan has been involved in this case in some very interesting ways, although we don't know exactly what. The Ripple lawyers are trying to get the information released, but it would make sense if JP Morgan's lobbying in the background to shut Ripple and XRP down. You see, JP Morgan has a Ripple XRP competitor product, the JP Morgan coin. And JP Morgan, they play dirty. It's how they play. Hopefully we get a resolution to both of these cases soon in a positive sense where the SEC loses and they win. And it will be a big move in the right direction for just reining in the SEC and a positive thing for freedom for Americans. And of course, the third major case right now that we all need to be watching is the one with Coinbase. You see, the SEC is going after Coinbase for listing unregistered securities. Although they won't tell them what of those actually unregistered securities are. And they're also going after them for offering crypto staking services. Now, even though the SEC gave Coinbase approval to list their stock 2 years ago, went right through their business model, checked everything and said, you're good to go. But they have flat out refused to tell Coinbase since then what are the rules, how they can comply with the rules. Instead, they've sued them and threatened them all the time. Now, a lot of people think that Coinbase does have a good chance of winning this case too, which would be another major defeat for the SEC, although this one could be going on for years, so don't expect a resolution anytime soon. But why is the SEC on such an anti-crypto warpath? Well, because the corrupt boomers running Washington have been paid off and are licking the boots of their banking buddies who hate crypto and want to corner the industry for themselves. That's probably the simplest reason out there. But also there is the very real threat to America's power that Bitcoin and decentralized finance offer. Well, the rise of the yuan is indeed a threat to US dollar dominance and probably where a lot of international trade and stuff's gonna go. A big threat is indeed cryptocurrency. Bitcoin cannot be stopped and it drives them crazy. This is why the Treasury Department today came out and declared that Bitcoin, crypto, and decentralized finance are literally a national security risk. A national security risk, imagine that, because it does threaten the dollar. And to be clear, it's not a risk to you. No, for you, cryptocurrency, it's a liberation, it's opportunity, it's economic freedom. But it is a big risk for the US dollar and its continued dominance, and it's a big risk for the big banks, and it is a big risk for the political bootlickers that answer to the dark powers that really run the show. And it's also why the White House has been obsessed with trying to kill crypto, including, of course, issuing a scathing anti-crypto report in March, as well as what has been termed Operation Choke Point 2.0. This is a plot by the White House to essentially put pressure via backdoor channels on US banks to deny services to cryptocurrency companies and to essentially kill off the on and off ramps to the crypto industry. Or perhaps what's really going on, drive all of the business of that on and off ramp stuff to JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, who will then manipulate the hell out of the industry as they already are. You know, they killed Signature Bank just on a Sunday afternoon because it was a crypto-friendly bank and they didn't like it. And they thought, look, no one's really gonna notice if we just kill this bank for no real good reason. Since everyone's freaking out about SVB Bank, let's just kill this one too. Nobody even needs to know the reason why. Let's just do it. And they were kind of right. Nobody did really care or notice all that much. To think that Biden will be the guy to kill crypto in America and ensure that the USA missed out on a massive technological innovation as important as the internet itself. Come on, man, quote Biden himself. Now, before we dive into the Bitcoin charts, I just want to let you know about my weekly newsletter. It's called Wealth Mastery. Now, this newsletter is absolutely packed with money-making alpha on all kinds of crypto stuff. We cover airdrops, DeFi, NFTs, altcoins, technical analysis, the latest market-moving news, and much, much more. My team and I spend like 40 hours a week writing this, so you can spend just 10 minutes a week reading the most important and must-know things that are happening in the crypto market. Join our over 60,000 weekly readers by signing up for free using that link down below in the description. So, well, all of this stuff is happening, and of course, we have all the strong macroeconomic fears that do continue to fly around, and some of those are very well justified, right? But we have all this happening, and Bitcoin apparently gives a grand total of 0 ducks about all of this. Bitcoin in Q1 put in returns that exceed all other major asset classes. Oh, sure, some shit coins that went up more than it, but you know, as we're talking major assets here. It's also the only asset whose price exceeded its 90-day volatility. The total number of addresses holding 1 Bitcoin or more has now actually reached 992,898. Yes! Almost 1 million people on the 1 BTC or more moon ticket ride, and I love it. Check out this chart here too from Stock Money Lizards. It shows that Bitcoin is for the first time this cycle about to close above the 2-week EMA ribbon. The last 2 times this happened, 2015 and 2019, which of course was the start of the major bull runs that then peaked in 2017 and 2021 respectively. Or check out this one from Titan of Crypto. It shows that the stochastic momentum index and the money flow index are both right now flashing basically the crossover signal that indicates once again a bottoming scenario and the start of a new major run, just like we have seen it indicate previously. This is like what, the 50th chart that I've shared with you showing that we're likely at the start of a new major cycle. So look, either all of this means something and it's real, right? Or it's all invalidated and we go to a place of great darkness and economic Armageddon. Okay, that's it. End on a light note today. Subscribe now and I'll see you next time.